everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Rock Radio. Looks like we got Ubaldo in the chat bright and early. How's it going there?
Hey, Ubaldo.
And if you didn't already know this, I am Steve, one half of your team. And with me is JD.
As always.
As always.
Unless Mother Nature has other plans for me.
Well, let's hope not. And this is episode number 171. Tonight, we are going to be doing our recap of episode 3 of the Acolyte. And what else are we going to talk about? We're going to have music, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And,
squirrels.
Huh?
And squirrels.
And squirrels. We'll have squirrels. And we might get a visit by one of my fur balls, which is in the room with me. And we've got our weekly recommendations and our reveals.
Reveals and unboxings?
Reveals and unboxings of sort.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably a bunch of other random jibber jabber. But why don't we go ahead and kick things off with a song?
Sounds good.
Let's do a song. So, first song tonight comes to us from Santa Cruz, California. The band is called Hot Lung. And they just put an album out on June 13th called In Spite Of. And that came to us from Sell the Heart Records. And the song we are going to play from that album is called Never Home. I feel like I'm never home sometimes. There we go. Never Home by Hot Lung.
Use your voice, open your mouth, heartbreaker.
That was Hot Lung with Never Home. And we're back. All right. Good stuff from them. We got some more cool music to play for you later on. So we've got, who do we have so far? We have Tina and we have Ubaldo in the chat. Hot Lung has golden color vinyl. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. Color vinyl's fun. So, what have you been up to this week?
Man, let's see. Saturday I worked a little bit, so that was kind of ruined my day. But again, given the season and Mother Nature doesn't like me taking a break, worked a little bit, so that wasn't too bad. Father's Day was great. Happy belated Father's Days to all the fathers out there. Yeah, it was good. I got to spend time with my daughter, got to have a little dinner with her, and we got to go out and throw some axes and have a good time. So
very cool.
Yeah, any day spent with the kid is always a good day.
Yeah, I've done some axe throwing stuff before. That's fun stuff.
It's actually a lot of fun throwing sharp objects at a wooden board. How is that not a good time?
Sure.
How was your weekend, buddy?
Not bad. It's been a fairly busy weekend, I guess. I saw, what movie did I watch? I watched a movie on Friday. Oh, Inside Out 2.
Oh, how was that?
It was good. I would not say it was as good as the first one. Smirky Bear, how's it going, man?
Hey, buddy.
It wasn't as good as the first one, but I mean, the first one was really good. It's like my favorite Pixar movie.
Very nice.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen the first one. Yep.
Yeah. No,
I have a daughter. I mean, come on.
Oh, for sure. But no, the second one is good. It's definitely it is not my recommendation for this week, but I would recommend going to see it. Yeah, it's good. What else I do? I played that Star Wars Hunters.
Oh, I have downloaded that, but I have not played it yet, and I actually have a backbone for my phone so I can play it, but I have not had a chance to play it yet. How is it?
At first I downloaded it on my iPhone, and I was like, nope, didn't like the controls. I didn't like how it worked. So I grabbed my well, it's not even mine. I guess it's my wife's Switch, and downloaded on that, and it was better. It was better. I think the game itself is good. Mine was fun. But I don't think I'm going to play. I don't think I'm going to get in and like really dig in and play it until it comes to a console. Because I don't like the controls on the Switch.
Well, and that's what I was saying. That backbone is kind of the same thing as the Switch. It expands and then you put it around your phone.
No,
because I got some buddies at work that love to play Call of Duty Mobile, and they got me to play it with them. So we have a little fun with it, like on rain days or during lunch hours and stuff like that. So I take my backbone and I put it on my phone, and I'm able to play, and I'm able to use a controller style usage of it. And I have not tried Hunters yet, and I've heard it works with Hunters. So I would like to try it to see if it actually works and see how much fun it is. Because I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard some people say it's kind of meh. I've heard other people say it's really fun.
Yeah. So Hunter says it's, or Smirky Bear says it's okay, free to play at a time killer. It's definitely a time killer. But I'm going to wait it out and see if it comes to console. Because I just couldn't get into it.
Nice.
Yeah, there was that, and then let's see, what else have I done?
I forgot. I did go to a baseball game Saturday night. That was a lot of fun.
Minor league.
minor league, but it was a lot of fun. It was a really good game, and our home team was actually able to hit a walk-off homer to end the night, which was a lot of fun.
Cool.
I had beer that I drank out of a bat. That was fun. So it was actually a company party kind of thing. So we got free tickets to go, and we were able to make it and have a good time. And they had a local band afterwards, which was a lot of fun. So that was my.
Yeah, so going back to Hunters, Smirking Bear, that is definitely, it reminds me of Fortnite as well.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see, what else have I done? I'm still watching, I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I've been watching Doctor Who. So I watched some more episodes of the season that I'm currently still in.
How's that working out? How's that working out?
It's good. I'm watching the Ninth Doctor. Christopher Eccles. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. But yeah, I like him.
Eccleston?
Yeah,
Eccleston?
He's good.
Yeah.
And so we've got a really big movie coming next month. Deadpool and Wolverine. So I actually last night I watched both Deadpool 1 and 2 just to kind of like get myself ready, psyched up for the new one.
I don't think there's ever, I mean, if you're not a Deadpool fan, fine, but I don't think there's ever a bad time to watch either one of them. Deadpool 1 is definitely better than 2, but I still like 2.
See, originally,
I
thought 1 was better than 2, but the more I watch 2, the more I like it more than 1. And it's just all these little references in it that they just sprinkle, like just things that you don't notice the first, second, third time you watch. Just like little things that sprinkle in and they mention.
Well, and like, I mean, I do like the fight between Colossus and Juggernaut.
Yeah.
That was a good fight.
there's these little like nerd references that you wouldn't really understand unless you were really into the comics. Just certain things like stuff about Cable and just random things that they mention, and it's like, why did I not why did I not catch that first time I watched this?
And who doesn't like it when Brad Pitt gets electrocuted?
Oh, that's awesome. That was fun.
I swear I'm not hateful. It's just funny.
Gina says, I like them both equally. It moves the story along for Deadpool. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me think. What else have I done? Oh, I dropped a new episode of Radio Unfriendly this weekend. That's my music podcast. Shit, when did I do that? Hell no, I don't remember. I think it was over the weekend.
The days are just running together.
Anybody else? Can you
Thursday. No,
it was whatever June 16th was. Sunday. Okay,
Sunday.
So Sunday I dropped a new episode of Radio Unfriendly, and I talked about the band Screeching Weasel. So it was good stuff. That's really all I did. Tomorrow I am going to be DMing a game of Dungeons and Dragons at the game shop that I used to work at. So that will be.
Is this that one you were saying is your first one? Did you say this is one of the first ones you've ever DM'd or anything, or no?
Oh no, I've DM'd for decades.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. I don't know why I thought that.
No, when I was working at that shop before, I worked there for less than a year. But that was basically my job. My job was running games. But yeah, no, I'm going to be running a game for first level characters.
Nice.
But speaking of D&D, the Red 5 Tavern returns this Friday with a new season. So make sure you check that out. That will be Friday. I'm trying to get the link in here so I can pop it up. Oh, it's already there. Go there. So if you're watching, there's the link right there. If you're not watching, I'll put a link in the show notes. But that is this Friday, new episode or new season rather of Red 5 Tavern, and I will be joining. SoonerCon is this weekend too. So I'll be partaking in that a little bit. But
just after this show, I'll be watching episode 4 of Acolyte.
Heck yeah!
Heck yeah!
Social media. Where can you find us? There's a link for you YouTube video folks. Most people are watching us on video anyway. We don't get a whole lot of downloads / listens on audio. So, but if you are listening on audio, this link will be in the show description as well. So you can go to that link and that'll take you to our merch site, to all the audio platforms, to all our social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I don't remember what else. Instagram. Yeah.
Now that we're broadcasting on Twix, we're having a good time with that. Get those folks over there to see us.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It also has a link to our Patreon, which you can join and be a patron and get the bonus content for $2 a month. So check that out. You sign up, you'll get a sticker, and you'll get the bonus content that we put out whenever we put it out. And you'll get a shout out on this here live stream. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. These are the folks that generously have given of their hard-earned money. Dave Brown, Kelly, aka Lunar Girl, Chris, aka Dragon Buddy, Justin Hensley, one of our good friends over at Punkalado Pop, Charles Kirby, and Chantel of Pop My Culture. So, again, for just $2, that's it. That's like less than a cup of coffee. And that's only $2 per month. You don't have to pay it every day.
We have not been infected by inflation, just so you people know.
That is right. I'm just trying to pay my StreamYard bill.
Yeah, that's all we need. We just need money for StreamYard. Please. I just
need to pay my StreamYard
bill. I'm going to hang up a sign. Please pay our StreamYard bill. Please.
I don't care about that.
Just so we can sit here and act like weirdos and nerds and talk to you about our opinions that...
Alan! Look at there. Alan from Grave Reviews is on here.
Hey, Alan.
How's it going? He just got off of his stream of Tuesday Terror. They were talking about the movie Alien.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that one.
Tina says, I keep forgetting to, and then every time I forget. Starting to sound like me, Tina. I forget all the time. If you are watching this on YouTube, however, I would make yet another plea to subscribe. Subscribe. We are 10 subscribers away from...
Surely we can find 10 people.
Find 10 people to subscribe
10 people
to get us to 200.
If you're watching on X, go over to YouTube and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, go over to YouTube and subscribe. 10 people.
Just 10 away from
10 people
from 200.
There's Brian. Awesome. Hey, Brian.
And there's Brian. Hey, Brian. Brian's watching this on YouTube. Brian,
heck yeah.
Are you a subscriber? If you're not, just hit that subscribe button. It's not that hard.
And the only downside is when we hit 200, we'll just ask for more.
No. Don't
No.
go there. Never mind that.
Sorry.
That now.
Never mind. I didn't say anything. Sorry. Just get us to 200. That's all we ask. I swear. I swear.
Jeez.
Cat's out of the bag. Damn it.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I am more interested in getting more subscribers than I am getting more patrons. No, Ubaldo, no. Don't listen to Ubaldo. I will not be giving away a T-shirt at 200. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Don't anybody pay attention to the smoke coming out of Steve's ears right now. It's okay. I promise.
I'll tell you what. When we hit 250, I will give a T-shirt away.
I thought we weren't discussing over 200.
Oh, that's right. No.
Oh!
No. That's a good one, Brian.
Well-worn bunk T-shirt.
I didn't say what kind of T-shirt I'd give away.
Damn it!
Didn't specifically say a Rebel Rock Radio T-shirt. I just said a T-shirt. I may run into the thrift store and get a bag o' drawers and bag o' T-shirts.
We're going to find a thrift store that has 80s Star Wars T-shirts, and we may give them away. Ooh. Good luck with that. I'll probably go on eBay.
There's a lot of thrift stores around here. I'll bet I can find Star Wars shirts.
Yeah, me too.
We could do a raffle. Ooh.
Squirrel.
This is Ubaldo's fault, folks.
100%.
Giveaway. Yep.
He's thinking.
I am.
The wheels are turning.
The wheels are turning. Okay. What time is it now? What do we got going on now? Okay, we got another song we can play. And then we can get into our reveals and weekly recommendations. Did you have any weekly recommendations this week?
No, I just have reveals. I have reveals, and I got stuff in the mail and got stuff coming in the mail that's going to be cool. So my supply of reveals is
very cool. I kind of have a reveal.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, let's play the next song then.
Right on.
This one comes from Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Wow.
And the name of the band is the Darbs, D-A-R-B-S. And speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, I completely did not plan this. The name of the album that I just put out, they put it out in February, is called She's a Dungeon Master Now. Tina Sheboygan. Sheboygan. Anyway, yeah, the album they put out in February is She's a Dungeon Master Now. And oddly enough, we are playing the title track from that song. So here is the Darbs with She's a Dungeon Master Now. Enjoy.
You're coming up there, take to the streets, you're feeling righteous for revenue. A story's open and you're bringing in the heat and you say now. Who's gonna show, who's gonna lead, who's gonna make this castle bleed? And you say now. Who's
right. That was the Darbs with She's a Dungeon Master Now. Yeah, I've never been to Sheboygan. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever been to Wisconsin. Have I ever been to Wisconsin? No, I've never been to Wisconsin.
I've been to Wisconsin.
I have not. One of the few states I have not been to. Yeah, that band, that's a catchy little tune. I like that. This band actually reminds me of a band from Dallas, Texas. They're not around anymore. They were called I think they're not around anymore. They were called the Staggers. See, now I'm curious. Is this band still around? I don't think they're still around. I don't think they're around anymore. Anyway, yeah, it reminds me of the Staggers. What'd you say, Smirking Bear there? Does she roll dice to figure out what to use in the dungeon? Yeah, I don't know, man.
I am 100% certain, and I don't know this by experience, but I'm 100% certain there is probably a game for that.
Would not surprise me.
It would not surprise me at all. Not one bit. Not at all.
So we got some folks watching us on Twitter. So thanks for watching us on, I'm still calling it Twitter. I don't give a shit what Elon Musk wants to call it.
I like Twix.
I like Twix too.
I like Twix. The just question is do you like the left or right Twix?
Left.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I haven't had a Twix in...
That's just shameful.
Well
man.
over 12 years.
That's just shameful, man.
Well, I got diabetes, man.
Well, there's that.
If they made a sugar-free Twix, you know what? Sugar-free Twix.
Speaking of sugar and things like that, little side note. Guess what I found in my local Dillon's this other day, and I got for Father's Day.
I don't see any sugar-free Twix.
Okay, but guess what I got as my present for Father's Day? One of them, anyway.
What did you get? Dina!
Hey, Dina! Somebody finally found me some Star Wars Oreos.
That's cool.
And as you may or may not be aware, if you don't have them yet, when you open the package, you either get blue or red, depending on, and you don't know what you're going to get.
See, I would buy a package, but I can't eat any of them.
Right. No, I was lucky. It was awesome. I actually opened the package that I got for Father's Day. They said they had a hard time finding them, and I got a set of blue Oreos Star Wars package, and I went to the store the next day, and my local Dillon's had an entire shelf full of them. I told my girlfriend about it. I said, the local Dillon's in our town has a full shelf of nothing but Star Wars Oreos. And she was like pissed because it took her forever to find the one that she found me for Father's Day. And then she's like, you're kidding. And I'm like, no, seriously. There's a whole shelf of Star Wars Oreos.
So again, can't eat Oreos, but there are some companies out there that make some sugar-free Oreo-ish cookies.
Very nice. Baldo says he said he had 2. He says, okay, I bought 4. Yeah, I did the same thing. I bought 4 packages.
Good deal. So, okay, so what Smirking Bear says, Reese cups.
Reese cups, yes.
They
need Star Wars. They need Star Wars Reese cups.
Yeah. They do make a sugar-free of those as well. In fact, I think Russell Stover makes them.
You kind of have a similar problem to my girlfriend. See, my girlfriend has a huge chocolate allergy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which makes Valentine's Day the hardest holiday of the year because I can't buy her chocolates.
See, Russell Stover makes a lot of different sugar-free versions of certain candies. Like I've got the Reese's. Mm-hmm. They actually make a sugar-free version of Starburst.
Oh, nice.
In fact,
Uh-oh. He's going to dig him out.
I have a bag right here.
Oh, there you
It
go.
won't last forever because I don't eat very many of them at a time.
There you go.
They also make a version of M&Ms, both plain and peanut. And then there's a whole they make a sugar-free version of I guess it'd be Mounds because it's not Almond Joy. It's the chocolate bar with the coconut inside it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I can't remember. I know which one you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Yep. They make a sugar-free version of peppermint patties.
Oh God, I love peppermint patties.
Yeah,
I love those a little too much.
Yeah. And a sugar-free version of, I guess it would be kind of like a Heath bar. Because it's like toffee candy bar. But yeah, like Russell Stover has a bunch of sugar-free type candies. Brian says I could eat them and up my insulin. See, here's the thing, Brian. I don't take insulin. I am not that far gone yet. My diabetes has not gotten that bad yet.
And hopefully it never does.
Hopefully it won't, because I think a lot of it is specifically because I quit drinking alcohol, and I don't eat sugar. My only downfall really is the amount of pizza I eat.
What's wrong with that?
Carbs.
Again, what's wrong with that?
Carbs turn into sugar.
Well,
yeah.
If they told me I couldn't have beer or pizza anymore, I'm pretty sure I would be.
I thought drinking was going to be severely difficult to quit. But really strange that I was able to quit so easily because I drank.
I promise I have a beer whenever I have the show, but it's only because of the squirrels. And
don't blame the squirrels.
I'm blaming the squirrels. I gotta have something to blame the squirrels for. I can blame the squirrels.
No, yeah, quitting was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. I've been drinking since I was 15, so to quit.
I haven't been doing that one.
What is it time to do now? Oh, weekly picks.
And recommendations.
Smirking Bear says always blame the squirrels.
Yeah, see?
There you go. All right. Poor squirrels.
Gotta have something to blame it
on. So let me get my recommendation out of the way.
Okay.
So it was a comic book, collection of several comic books that I read actually last night. As I mentioned, I'm getting myself mentally prepared for the that's nice, Dana. Squirrels in there. Squirrel. Wait a minute. What was I talking about? Oh, to get myself prepared for the Deadpool Wolverine movie. I've started reading and or rereading some Deadpool stuff. Did I say Daredevil? Deadpool Wolverine.
You almost said Daredevil.
Okay. No. But so I've been rereading or reading for the first time some Deadpool stuff. And last night I apparently reread. I thought I had never read it before, but I got into it and I'm like, this all looks really, really familiar. So I reread a book called Deadpool, The Circle Chase. which upon reading about this book, it is actually his first solo adventure. Up till then, I think he had been exclusively in X-Force comics. But yeah, the Circle Chase is if you are looking for a place to start with your Deadpool reading, I would definitely suggest that. It was written by a guy who was actually one of the co-creators of Deadpool. Rob Liefeld was a co-creator of Deadpool, but the other co-creator was a guy named, I'm going to butcher this, Fabian Nicezia. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. But he was a co-creator, and he wrote this book, Circle Chase. So it's a pretty good one. Definitely recommend it if you want to read some Deadpool. Good place to start.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as reveals, I kind of have a reveal. I've been reconfiguring the office. You might see some new posters. If you weren't here last time, you will see kind of a poster version of my Mandalorian coffee cup up there at the top. After I put the new posters up there, I realized, man, I got to reconfigure this wall because it's all out of, it's the OCD talking because it just doesn't, it's not symmetrical. It looks weird. All right. Come on.
Hey, what's wrong with weird?
Well,
I mean, look at
weird. But
look at this that I got going on.
Nothing wrong with weird, but when it bothers me, there's something wrong. But I did, because you can't quite see all of the posters that are on here, I am going to show you the new posters. This first one here is kind of like a little schematic type deal of Imperial ground and air transportation. So you see we've got the AT-AT there, and we've got the TIE Interceptor there, and we've got the Chicken Walker there, and yeah, and there's the Imperial Lambda class shuttle. So cool stuff there. I like it.
I like it.
And then the other one is a Imperial Navy recruitment poster with my favorite Imperial character, the TIE Fighter pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do the 501st, that's eventually what I want to be. And yeah, cool stuff. Pilots needed. Pilots needed.
One of these days, I'm actually going to get my letters submitted to the Rebel Legion for my Jedi outfit. Yeah. One of these days. I really would like to get a hold of those guys and do that, because they do a lot of good charity work as well as the 501st and stuff like that. Really would love to get involved with that, but yeah, I haven't got a chance. I have not got a chance to send them a email yet to submit my outfit and to submit my candidacy for it. So I would love to do that. That would be so much fun.
That would be cool.
Might be a good idea to try to do it before I hit Japan, because then I could represent them in Japan for my region.
Good, yeah.
That'll be cool.
I think the 501st is going to be at SoonerCon this weekend. Nice. So I'll get to talk to those guys again.
I have a buddy that I met in 2017 at the very first Star Wars celebration that I went into, and he has a TIE Fighter pilot outfit that he did for the 501st, and he got into the 501st Legion. Yeah, true, very true, Dina. They're both amazing groups that do a lot of good charity work for and that kind of thing. And
yeah, Dina's husband Chris is actually the head cheese of the Oklahoma garrison.
Oh,
what?
Uh-oh. Somebody's upset they're not being paid attention to.
Somebody's yelling at me. Earl's right here. He's asleep. How's he yelling at me? Hold that thought. I want to see who's yelling at me. You want in here?
One of the in-studio guests is yelling at him and needs his attention.
Oh,
so they are trying to
come in.
Oh.
You wanted in.
Oh.
There's Max.
Hi, Max.
There's my chunky boy. You want to go sit down with brother? Go ahead.
And he's like, why'd you put me down, dude?
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted.
Yeah. So, yeah, Dina knows. She sees Earl quite a bit in the Discord because I all the time. But he's sleeping right now. I'm not going to pick him up. Give it 5 minutes. He'll want out.
Uh-huh.
You got a reveal for an unboxing?
Yes. Yes, I do. I have got, for those of you, I got something in the mail today. I'm not going to show it because I haven't really got a chance to get it out of the big box today, but I have got one that I have promised for a long time. It's probably going to come up next week. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's from Sideshow Collectibles. Also, that's my hint for next week. But for this week, I got from Blue Milk LLC the the Vintage Collection edition, archive edition of the book that is all about Star Wars, the archive collection of toys. And
cool.
It comes in this little flip case thing for the book. So you just flip this open, it's magnetic, and you open this up. And as soon as you open up, look who I get. I get a little sticker.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, got me a little sticker. I got me, let's see here. I haven't really looked, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really looked at this. But I got me some portfolio photographs right here. And let's see, I'll open this up and I'll kind of show everybody the photographs. This will be kind of cool. I think these are actually lithographs. I'm not really sure. Oh, yeah. These are lithographs of some of the archive collection pieces. So I've got the scene on Dagobah right here. And these are actually all from the toys. These are toy pieces. So I got that, which is a photograph. Oh, I got the ESB. I got the carbon freezing chamber picture.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a little something they put together. And these are all these pictures. These aren't actually photographs from the movies or anything. These are actually toy dioramas that people put together from vintage collection stuff. Cool. And so let's see what else we got. Oh, here we go. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Check that out.
Nice.
And let's see what else we got here. Oh, yeah, here we go. I have the high ground. So there you go.
Very cool.
And let's see, a little bit of Padawan training going on there. And let's see. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, they are. Don't believe them. Don't believe them.
Oh, you gotta love this. The Last Jedi, the throne room scene. My opinion, probably one of the best parts of The Last Jedi. There you go. Han and Carbonite in Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
Very nice. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Here we go. The Mandalorian.
Oh, nice.
With the Razor Crest. Hell yeah.
Rest in peace, Razor Crest.
Mm-hmm. And little bullseye and womp rats. Check that out. There you go. Let's see. What else do I got here? Okay. That's the end of those.
And I'm sure you viewers out there are enjoying watching Max lick himself.
Oh, this is pretty cool because I actually had one of these. I haven't looked at this, but I actually had one of these. This is a picture of one of the trays out of the collector's boxes that you would have gotten that has all the vintage toys in it. I actually
had
used to
that
have
one.
one of these. Yeah, I had the same one too. I had this as well. Now I didn't have all the people in it, but I had one of these when I was younger.
Okay, put it back up there.
Well, okay, got it.
I had Chewbacca. I had
Yep,
Han
I did
Solo.
too.
I had Princess Leia. I had Darth Vader. Is that Walrus Man next to him?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, I had him. Bottom row, I had Luke in his X-Wing uniform, and is that Bosk or not Bosk? Zuckuss.
Right there. Let's see.
Second one.
That's a Death Star droid.
No, to the right, to left of him.
Nope, that's the Sand People right there.
That's a Sand People.
That's Sand Person. Yep, that's Sand Person.
I did have one of those. Strangely, never had an R2. I don't know why. Yeah. The first Star Wars figures that I had were Walrus Man, the Hammerhead, Greedo, and the little Snaggletooth guy, because I got them all in a Mos Eisley Cantina playset.
Now, I think, and I may be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure on this particular picture, this is not like an original from the 1980s vintage collection. This is actually the newer versions of it, because I'm pretty sure prototype Boba Fett, and if you look at Darth Vader's saber in his, it's one of the newer styles of saber. And so I think this is actually a newer version of those vintage collection characters and stuff like that. So that's what that is. That's the newer ones, like that. So that just kind of gives you an idea of the newer ones and putting them in there. So, but yeah, I had all of them. I had most of these from the originals. They've disappeared since then.
Yeah.
Now I also have this. This is pretty cool. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. This is check that out.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, and it's got all of the characters that you see throughout the whole thing, but at the bottom of it, it actually lists all of the characters that you can get. But if you look at that, it has play sets, it has all that stuff in it. So that's a huge poster that I got along with the book. Give me 1 second here. Okay. And finally, see if I can get it out of here. Finally, I have the book itself.
Oh, cool.
The vintage collection book itself. And inside here, it's much like that other one that I had that has a lot of stuff from the original vintage collection. And I think this one goes from the newer stuff to I think this one actually includes a lot of the newer stuff that you can get. So like if you look right here, from 2000, okay, here it is. That's right on the back. Vintage Collection Archive 2010 to 2019. That's what it is. So it's the Vintage Collection from 2010 to 2019 of all of those Vintage Collection figures.
Very cool.
So, and that's from Blue Milk LLC. Oh, look at that. I even found, for all those who are fans, I even found Jar Jar Binks. There you go. Oh, why not?
Dina says it's bath time for Max.
Uh-huh.
Camry!
There you go. Here you go. Here you go, Steve. You'll like this one.
Camry's in the house.
Hey. There is the Range Troopers from Solo and Dr. Aphra. Yeah. So they're all in there too. So yeah, it's a cool book that references all those characters from those timelines and stuff like that. So It's another good collecting book, so that way, if you don't know what you have, you can actually look it up and be able to see what you have and where it's from and when it was published and when it was brought out. So yeah, that's going to go into my references for all of my collecting stuff.
Very cool. How's it going out there, Camry? Here's that Cantina playset that I just mentioned.
Oh yeah,
in the picture of it. But yeah, that's that was the second Star Wars toy that I owned. The first being a land speeder. But yeah, it came with all of these figures except my this guy over here on the right was wearing a red suit and not blue. So I don't know why it's doing that.
Speaking of which, on a lighter note, or on a not so known note right now, did you see they came out with the newest Hasbro HasLab for Star Wars?
Oh geez.
It's the Cantina set from A New Hope.
Nope, I'm not going to look it up. No. No.
Yeah, because if you buy the expensive deluxe version, it actually has characters that you have not seen in there before and that have never been put on cardback before. And it's pricey. It's pricey for people. But it is a exceptionally cool playset. It is neat. If you get a chance to look it up, I highly recommend it. It's the HasLab A New Hope Mos Eisley Cantina set.
$500.
Holy cow. Yeah, it's $500. That's actually the deluxe version. That's the deluxe version that gives you extra pieces and gives you extra parts to the actual canteen itself. Now, there is a cheaper version that doesn't have as much.
I'm trying to find the action figures it comes with, but I'm not.
It's the, what is it? Let's see. What is it? I can look it up real quick and I can tell you what it comes with. Because it comes with the two female twins that were in the original Cantina. And
Do they not have pictures of them?
Yes, they should. There should be pictures of it.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not seeing them.
Give me a second here.
There's the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
That dude. There's the twins.
If you go to campaign, I think it'll show you who.
That is a very good looking Greedo.
Mm-hmm. And actually, if you look at the details of the set itself, the set is very highly detailed. There is a lot of detail in it. There's a lot of, it looks great.
Yeah.
That's a good looking Greedo, and it's a very good looking set.
Oh, good. What else we got here? That's a dude that lost his arm.
Wolfman.
Yeah.
Or is that? Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I think that's him.
There's a Greedo again. There's a twin again.
Yeah, and see the twins. The twins have never been a production item that they've ever put out before. That'll be something completely new for Star Wars.
They did a good job on the bartender. Got that surly look.
Actually, all of them look pretty decent.
Yeah, they do. This is another one of the twins, is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, look at there! They even got the.
The Tanaka. Yeah. Both of the. Yeah, and I'm hoping pretty soon the Tanaka twins or the Tanaka sisters in Tanika sisters. It'll be the first time they're on cardback, and they will be. That would be pretty cool to have them because they've never been in production before.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
That's awesome.
It's a neat set. If you actually look at like the back of the bar and you look at that whole area, it's really cool looking. And then you also there's going to be tiers that they're going to come out with that will, if they get 11,000 backers, it'll be Greedo that'll be coming out with it. And then 10,000 backers will be Nubran leads. And then with 17,000 backers, it's the Wolfman. So that you get extra rewards for more people, signing up for it and everything like that. So,
yeah.
And then they also released exclusive vintage card back of Chewbacca, Han Solo, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Luke Skywalker to go along with it. So you can actually recreate the entire Mos Eisley Cantina scene if you decide to purchase.
So something you just mentioned reminded me of something that we were talking about earlier. You mentioned Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a book that apparently came out last year that I had never heard of, and you said you'd never heard of it either.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just The Secrets of the Wookiees.
Mm.
But it came out sometime last year. When was it published? November of 2023 is when it came out. Looks like you can get the hardcover for $19 on Amazon. But if you are a fan of Wookiees, or just a general fan of Star Wars, might be worth checking out.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm definitely going to look it up on Amazon after the show, and I'm going to buy it. I didn't know it was out. At least I don't think I have it.
Yeah,
I need to look through my stuff and make sure I don't have it, because there's a chance I might, and I just forgot. Because normally when I see new books, especially when it comes to like Chewbacca, Wookiees, when it comes to just reference materials about characters and things like that, I normally try to purchase it. So I'm really going to dig through my collection and make sure that I don't have it. If I don't have it, I will have it.
I can guarantee that I do not have it. Man. Oh, I guess Max is finally done taking this back. Nope, he's back at it. Damn it. Okay. Well, that is it for our weekly picks and reveals. I really should rename the segment. But we're going to talk about some Acolyte here in a few minutes after we play our final song of the evening. So our last song for tonight comes from kind of Tina's neck of the woods, comes from Phoenix, Arizona. Name of the band is Bite the Hand. And they have an album coming out sometime this summer. I don't have a release date, but that will be coming up. They are a new band that recently signed to Wiretap Records. So Wiretap Records will be putting that album out. The name of the album is Conned Out of Life. And the song we are going to play is called Pageant Queen. So here's Bite the Hand with Pageant Queen.
Love child, blue skies.
Hand with Pageant Queen. Very cool.
I like Tina's comment. Pageant Queens and Dungeon Masters. It's a heck of a night.
Yeah. Cameron, are you still with us? Cameron told me that Bite the Hand is Bub's favorite band. So
I guess you should have invited Bub on here. Just let him introduce.
Bub has been on this show before.
Yeah.
A couple times actually. We had a running thing going where he thought I was going to buy him a car.
That's worse than Baldo thinking you're getting him a T-shirt.
That's Spencer. Spencer's the one that keeps.
Spencer. No, that's worse than Spencer thinking you're getting him a T-shirt.
The Monkey Lizard for a while thought I was getting him a new car. I don't know. I did get him a T-shirt though, because we were running a contest at the time for. We had a mascot for a while, and there was a contest to name the mascot, and Bub the Monkey Lizard. Well, technically Camray won it, but video evidence shows that it was actually Bub the Monkey Lizard that had come up with the idea. So by default, we gave it to Bub because of the evidence.
Bub the Monkey Lizard. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is. So, speaking of monkey lizards, I'm wondering if we're going to get a monkey lizard on tonight's episode of The Acolyte.
I don't know. I think it would be a travesty if we didn't see one.
Yeah.
I'm still voting for the Monkey Lizard Jedi.
Oh, heck yeah. That'd be awesome. Okay. It is time to talk about The Acolyte.
As everybody knows or who have seen this show before, we don't mind treading on dangerous ground, and we are going to do it tonight.
So this is not a spoiler-free show. So if you have not seen the episode yet, number one, it's been a week. Why haven't you watched it already? But otherwise, you probably want to stop here and go watch episode 3.
Pause, go watch the show, and then come back.
And then come back and listen to
because
it.
we are, if it's been a week, you should have watched it by now.
Exactly. I mean, come on. It's been a week.
Come on.
You've had your fair time. Okay. So,
and as quote unquote controversial as this episode was, you should have watched it already.
That's what I want. First thing I want to talk about. When
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
No, when we got off the air yesterday or last week, you had mentioned something about there was already talk about how this was a controversial episode and how it was going to change the history of the Jedi forever or something like that. So anyway, so
that was okay. So let me clarify. Let me clarify on that real quick. The reason I said that was it was the supposed statements of few people that the third episode was going to blah 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 about Star Wars and canon and this, that, and the other thing. Right. That was the supposed comment. So those were not my thoughts. Those are just the thoughts of people who, of other people. So,
No, I didn't. Let me rephrase. It wasn't you that said that.
Yeah.
It was based on other people's comments. Okay. So automatically I'm going into this episode thinking, oh man, this is going to piss a bunch of people off. This is going to be great. So I'm watching it, expecting some mind-blowing thing. Got through the whole episode and I'm like, so what? So I don't get it. What was so controversial about that?
And you and I share the same thoughts and feelings. When I watched the episode and I finished the episode, I said, I don't understand what the controversial thing was. What the hell happened? I don't get it. This was a backstory about May and OSHA. This was about what happened.
Yeah.
And I actually left going, here was what my thought was. My initial thought was, I did not see anything in that episode that made me think that Master Torben would have taken his whole life over.
Yeah.
That was the first initial thought that popped in my head. I'm like, what did he do that would make him want to take his own life?
I think there's more to the story, obviously.
100%. I think there's a lot more to the story. There's a lot more to be revealed. I think there's going to be a lot more information that's going to come out about what actually happened. And I think that's going to segue into other things that we're going to talk about. But I don't think in that particular incident and what happened that night there in the Coven, I don't think everything has been revealed. I think there's there's going to be more information. And in fact, the showrunner, Leslie Headland, who directed the show, has said as much. The actual statement that she gave out was that you need to keep watching because there's more information to come.
Yeah.
So and I'm going to say this right out front. The most aggravating thing about this episode for me is not about the context of the episode itself. It is what people are implying happened as opposed to what actually happened. Because people are making implications and they're running with it, and it's causing dissension, it's causing toxicity, it's causing things for people to just run with that is, number one, the end of the show and the actual context of everything that happened has not been revealed yet. We don't know how this all ends and how this all plays out, but people have used it as a platform to run wild with fan theories and ideas. And I'm not going to lie. I'll put this out there myself. I'm almost getting to the point where I feel like maybe I've almost been a little bit annoying myself when it comes to trying to quell a lot of the rumors and a lot of the bad takes that people have online, because I've done my own stuff this week of actually combating and actually defending the episode and saying what you people think is going on is not actually going on. What you people think is breaking canon in Star Wars is not actually breaking canon in Star Wars. You people are taking an implication and fan theories and you're running with it, and you're making it to where people hate the show because you're running with things that aren't actually going on, that haven't actually happened, and we don't even have the final reveal. We don't know how the show ends yet. And that's the platform that I've kind of stood on when it comes to social media, is give the story a chance to play out and then complain.
Or don't, keep it to yourself. That's cool too.
Or keep it to yourself. Or the other thing that I've said that I've caught a little flack for online, both on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, by the way. The other thing that I've caught flack for on the different medias is that I've basically gotten to the point now where I'm like, if you people hate it so much, if you don't like the Acolyte, if you hate it so much, it may sound hateful, but if you don't like it, nobody's forcing you to watch it. Nobody's forcing you to be there. Just, you don't have to watch it. You can leave. You have the right to leave anytime. If all you want to watch is the George Lucas purist stuff, that is completely your option, and you can do that. If you like some of what Disney did, but you don't necessarily like the Acolyte, then being a normal adult about it and actually expressing in a decent manner what you don't like about it is another thing. But when you are toxic about it and you're venomous about it, and you go online and you attack people online because you don't like something about the show, or because you don't like the show, or you don't like the showrunner, or you don't like the message, I don't care. Go away. Just be gone.
Yeah.
To be honest. That's my thing. So, I mean, we ought to probably go into the context of the show and exactly what we're talking about. That's my PSA on the whole thing.
So, I mean, the short and skinny of it is that. Wait a minute. Let me read what Dana said here in the chat. I just watch and enjoy and don't pay attention to anyone's theories. I want to see it unfold into what it is. Okay. Yeah.
I completely agree. Dina. Honestly, I did not listen to any of the. Thankfully, I did not see any of the spoilers for episode 3 before I watched it. I watched the episode. Steve and I both saw the same thing. Nothing. I did not see anything that would cause me to be up in arms about changing the Star Wars canon or dishonoring anything that George Lucas did or any of his story.
This is what I saw. I saw a backstory about the twins.
Yep.
I saw witches that weren't from Dathomir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Witches anywhere.
Yep.
I saw another theory about an in-house theory, in galaxy theory, mind you, about usage of the Force, and the fact that not only the Jedi, not necessarily worship it, but are in tune with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew that it wasn't just Jedi that used the Force.
There is not just Jedi that use the light side of the Force. There's not just Sith that use the dark side of the Force.
Right.
And if you can't get on board with that, or you don't realize that, or you don't think that could be a thing, I don't know what to tell you.
So
I mean, it's an accurate. I mean, let's think about it like this for a second. It's an accurate reflection of life. There are literally thousands of religions. There are literally over 1,000 religions in the world today, and there are literally there's over 14,000 different sects of those religions.
Right.
And
so are a religion that worships a form of the Force.
Or you could say more are practitioners rather than worshipers.
Right.
Right.
The Witches of Dathomir are another religion that practice another version of the Force.
The Sith, another version of people who practice and use the Force. It's no different.
These witches on this show, another religion.
Another religion that uses the Force. And they have their own interpretation of what happened. They have their own interpretation of how the Force is used, how it's wielded, and how you are allowed to use it. And the thing about it is this show, and I'm the only thing I didn't like about it, I'm going to throw this out there. The only thing I didn't like it is I'm very partial to the Jedi. I've always been very partial to Jedi because of the original trilogy. To me, the Jedi were always the good guys and the guardians of peace and justice. And that is my cosplay. I am a Jedi when I do my cosplay. The only thing I didn't like about this episode, and the only thing I disagreed with, was the implication that Jedi are somehow child snatchers. So I didn't like that part of it because they in a way they kind of were. And I didn't like that part of it because it put the Jedi in a very bad light. And I didn't like that part of it. But as far as other people, I mean, let's be honest, that's kind of how they were portrayed in this episode. But I think, again, it's in context to show how the Jedi fell from the keepers of peace and justice and practitioners of the Force to politicians, to people who serve the Republic, to people who, they very much lost their way. And I think this show is accenting that in a very big way. And I tend to agree with it. I think about it like I do the Templars. The Templars were meant to be guardians of people during the Crusades, but they lost their way. They got greedy, they got rich, and then they fell. But the core idea,
And they all got burnt at the stake, yes.
They all got burnt at the stake. But the core idea of the Jedi was the guardians of peace and justice. And for me, that's something that I try to incorporate into my own life when it comes to those stories of being guardians of peace and justice. I try to bring that to my own life. And I don't look at it from the Clone Wars versions of the Jedi. I look at it from how they were meant to be, not what they ended up as.
Right.
And like I said, the only thing I didn't like about it was they were put in a very bad light in this context.
I want to talk a bit about a comment that Tina made here. It did not retcon how Anakin was created. Takes nothing away from the Darth Plagueis and what Palpatine told Anakin. So here's the thing. Let's talk about that prophecy about the Chosen One.
Well, I think
that is a Jedi prophecy about a Jedi Chosen One. Has nothing to do with the rest of the galaxy. Right. That is a Jedi specific prophecy about Jedi matters.
And the thing that I think people forget the most is that George Lucas wrote the line into the movie himself. When Yoda said a prophecy that may have been misread.
Yes.
That's a very key detail. Is that prophecy may have been, now people interpret that prophecy very differently. And the problem that I have with this what's going on online as opposed to what's actually happening in the show. What did we actually get? What actually information did we get in the show? We have people who practice the Force or practice using the Force and are practitioners of the Force in their own way.
Right.
The statement that was made is that I carried them and then Mother Anastasia said I created them. She did not in any way specifically mention how she created the twins.
Never mentioned.
That was never mentioned. She never said she used the Force to create the twins, other than to say that if the Jedi found out how she created the twins, they would be, it would be bad. That does not mean she used the Force to create those twins. And even if she did, it does not dismiss or otherwise break the legacy of Anakin Skywalker in any way.
No.
Because there is a huge difference between the Force creating a being out of necessity to balance itself and somebody using dark magic or however you want to define it to manipulate midichlorians and biology to create human beings or to create a species or whatever, however you want to define it, whatever's most comfortable for you. If, in fact, that's what she did, there is a huge difference. And anybody who says differently is just ignorant of the facts.
Right.
But she never specifically said she used the Force to create the twins. Right. It was never said that way. She never came out and said that. And as I said before, Leslie Headland said that you need to keep watching because there's more information.
Yes.
More things are coming out. I have to believe that Dave Filoni, Leslie Headland, Kathleen Kennedy, if Pablo Hidalgo, or not Pablo Hidalgo, the guy who usually does all the lore for like Disney and stuff like that, he's Pablo Hidalgo. If those people were involved in any way, shape, form, or fashion, they had to have known what the implications would be if they tried to insert information or something into canon that would make Anakin Skywalker's legacy become null and void. You cannot convince me in any way, shape, form, or fashion, in any way, that they were not cognizant of that idea coming forward.
Right.
There's no way.
Point being, and we cannot stress this enough, we are only 3 episodes into it. You are not anywhere near the end of the story.
Yeah. When the story concludes and these questions aren't answered, I will be the first one to be on the show complaining, saying these questions were not answered. I'm upset.
We still have 5 episodes. You know how much information they can pack into 5 episodes?
A lot.
Agreed, Tina.
Yeah, I 100%. 100%. And I have my own theories as to why this whole scenario blew up the way it did. I mean, there's a lot of reasons you could come up with.
Something to complain about?
Basically, I think I think you nailed that. I think you nailed it right on the head. There's people that needed a pedestal to stand on, and that pedestal was hatred. And underneath that pedestal, the foundation was, oh, they destroyed Anakin Skywalker's legacy, which is absolute crap.
See, that is the difference between them and us here. While they use their platform to essentially just try to piss people off, or get people to second guess their own fan experience. We use our platform to show the positive side of things, but at the same time, if there's something to be critical about, we're going to be critical about it.
I'm 100%. I will stand here and say that I do not. I don't like the way they put the Jedi in a bad light. I don't like it.
Understood.
That is my biggest complaint about the whole thing. But at the same time, it is a lesson of how even the most dedicated to the positive or the light can still be misguided. And I think there's even lessons to be learned even in that. And even Yoda said it in The Last Jedi. Failure can be the greatest teacher.
Yeah. So
and that's true.
So I was talking about the show in general in a chat group earlier. I'm trying to find the discussion. So here's what I said about the show, and I'm talking in general. And again, this is only based on 3 episodes. So this attitude could change, or this thought theory could change. So the statement that I made is I don't love the show.
Same here.
But I like it enough to keep watching. It is an interesting show. I want to keep watching it because it is interesting. But do I love it? Not really.
No.
He had an opinion that I kind of agree with for the most part. It's a cleverly written show, but we're seeing it through a very specific point of view. And she said that the dialogue was clunky. I can kind of see that.
Well, it's like I said about Venestra. There's a reason I didn't really care for the character of Venestra. I said that. And it's because of my bias towards my love for the Jedi. Now, the character of Venestra may be the way she is for a purpose. And this show may be doing what it's doing for a purpose. But it's like you said before, we really need to see the end of the show before we can be overly critical. And the problem is people are being overly critical before you even see the finished product. Now, if they don't answer the questions, if they don't come out with some kind of explanation, if they leave it up to a mystery, there's one of two possibilities. Either, yes, it's lazy writing and they didn't include that information, or there's going to be more information to come out later in the future, later in other shows or other medium that's going to come out. And I use this argument all the time. This, for people who, like you, Steve, and me, and people who have been around since the beginning, the criticisms, the hateful comments, the things about people saying that certain types of Star Wars has destroyed other types of Star Wars, blah, blah, blah. This is nothing new to us.
Yeah.
This is nothing new to us at all. And my thing is that if you are a normal conscious adult and you want to have a normal conscious debate about the show and what you may or may not like about it, then that's fine. But there's a huge difference between venomous toxicity and just having a actual adult discussion.
Absolutely.
And that seems to be, and this is the problems that we had with the prequels. This is why we had 3 major actors in the prequel trilogy who now have emotional distress and problems in their later years because of the venomous, toxic side of the fandom.
Yeah.
And now it's carried over into this, and because it's social media, and because you have quote unquote Star Wars influencers online who are fueling this,
yeah,
it's become a sport for them. And me personally, I don't care. I can sit there and debate with venomous, vitriol people all day long because I guarantee you I could be worse.
But are you going to be?
But I'm not going to be to the point where I just look at people and I say, if you don't like it, just go away.
Yeah.
And my comments of don't like it, go away have kind of sparked well, you should tell people to go away because then Lucasfilm wouldn't have anybody. And my response is I would rather have a small fan base of rational adults than have a large fan base of toxic people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was alive during the dark times. Steve was alive during the dark times. We're not strangers to there being no Star Wars content.
Right.
And I've said this 100 times before. If you're toxic and you're trying to get Kathleen Kennedy fired and you're trying to get Lucasfilm shut down, Disney's not going to give up the IP. 100%.
Hey, Wikipedia.
Hey, Wikipedia, how you doing?
Welcome back.
Disney's not going to give up the IP. And the thing about it is that if it gets to the point where they say, okay, we're not going to create any more shows, any more TV shows, or any more movies, we're just going to keep Galaxy's Edge open, and we might put out a book or two, or we might put out some comics. For us older guys, we know what that's like.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
I would rather that than people who love the show, who love Star Wars, who love what Disney's doing, and who respect what Disney's doing and feel like that Disney is actually honoring George Lucas's legacy rather than trying to destroy it, which is the opinion of some. I would rather have the rational adults who still love Star Wars be there and it be a small fan base rather than a large fan base, a huge fan base of people who attack people, who gatekeep, who are toxic, who are venomously toxic. Venomously toxic to the point of I had a discussion with I'll give you an example. I had a conversation with a gentleman the other day, and I presented facts and information to this gentleman all day long. And at the end of the conversation, the true colors of this individual came out. This individual said to me, well, if you keep watching, the show will turn you gay. And I wrote him a message back. The last message I wrote to this individual was, now your true colors have come out. You are not a Star Wars fan in my book. You are just a complete idiot who has an agenda, and you are blocked, and I hope you disappear. I don't want you part of my fan base. Because that is the single most ignorant argument I have heard since I've been arguing with people and putting time into defending those who actually like the show online.
So
that is the single most ignorant comment I've heard.
If that's the worst thing that's going to come of you watching Star Wars, then okay. Tina says Disney isn't destroying Star Wars. The awful side of the fandom is doing that. So one of the first episodes, if not the first episode that you were on the show with me on was the Did Disney Ruin Star Wars?
Yeah, that was myself and Lloyd that came on and talked about it.
Yeah, it was
Angry Tasty Cakes.
I think that was your second episode with us because the first
one because we did solo first, and then myself, you, and Angry Tasty Cakes, or Lloyd from Angry Tasty Cakes, talked about is Disney destroying Star Wars. Yes.
Yeah.
If you folks have just come on and you're interested in that episode, I recommend highly that you go back and watch it. Many of the opinions that we are expressing here and we've expressed throughout our time in this podcast is expressed in that show.
Yeah.
And just for the record, spoiler alert, no, Disney is not destroying Star Wars.
Oh, where'd it go? Ah, dang it. I hit the wrong one.
Wrong one.
Dina says, I watch it. I'm still straighter than a stripper pole.
But
Dina says, toxic people go away. Yeah.
And it was not the only thing I would, like I said, the only real complaint I have about this, and
that was weird. Where'd you go?
That was weird. I'm right here. I don't know what happened. The only thing that the only other thing that I disagreed with in that episode was that I was excited to see Carrie Ann Moss as a Jedi and Master Indara in the episode. Her attitude towards the children was she was kind of the what do I want to say? She was kind of the one that represented 100%. I tried to find my Star Wars is for Everyone t-shirt for this episode, Wikipedia, and I could not find it, but that 100%. Star Wars is for everyone. Everyone has a place in Star Wars, and there's something in Star Wars for everyone. 100%. Yeah. But it seemed like Master Indara kind of magnified the fact that they were going after children, and they were trying to recruit children. They were trying to get children to come into the Jedi Order. And I think that's the only thing that I kind of found was a little disturbing, was the fact that was kind of the whole emphasis of the whole thing. And I'm telling you right now, I've said this before, Master Soul is my favorite character. Master Soul is awesome. I like him. And I don't know if a lot of people may not know this. If you get a chance to look it up online, and I don't want to butcher his name, but the guy who plays Master Soul learned how to speak English, I think, in like 3 or 4 months, so that he could play Master Soul in Star Wars: The Acolyte. And his inspiration for his Jedi Master character was actually Qui-Gon Jinn, who is one of my favorite Jedi from the entirety of Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to pronounce that name.
No, I'm not either, because I don't want to butcher it. I'm sorry, I don't want to. But you folks can look it up. But if you look up the story of it and look at how he went through and he learned English just so he could be in Star Wars, and how he used Qui-Gon Jinn as his inspiration, it's great. I love it. And he's my favorite character so far. And his caring for the children, his devotion to the children, showing them that they are protected, or showing at least Osha that she was protected and nothing would happen to her and she would be okay, I think was great in this episode. And it was kind of crazy that May didn't look at it in the same way, but at the same time, the episode showed how the two of them wanted to walk different paths. One of them wanted to be a part of the Witch Coven and can continue on that legacy, where the other one saw the Jedi and said, I want to be a part of their legacy. I want to be part of the Jedi legacy.
Yeah.
So it shows how the two of them, and I think personally, this is just my personal opinion on the whole thing, but my personal opinion is it's kind of a representation of the path of walking the path of light as opposed to walking a path of darkness. And I think we're going to see more of that as the show progresses.
So a couple of things I want to mention that I did really like about the episode. I really love the quote, and I don't remember who it was that said it, but they called the Jedi deranged monks. I thought that was hilarious.
What's her name? Mother, the Zabrak. The female Zabrak. I think she's the one that said it.
Yeah, deranged monks. That was great.
Deranged monks.
Deranged monks. And we've already touched on it, but I like that we're seeing more instances of the Force being used outside of the Jedi, because we don't get a whole lot of that in Star Wars, understandably so. Star Wars up to this point really has been about the Jedi
versus the Sith.
And the Sith. But I like that they're touching more. We're getting more instances of those outside the Jedi using the Force. Because, the Force, and I kind of already mentioned this anyway, but the Force is bigger than the Jedi. And I really think it's a little short-sighted to think that a power like that in a galaxy this big could be confined to such a small group of people.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, though? I think, honestly, I think that's something they're trying to show they're trying to bring that very flaw, just like what you said. I think they're trying to bring that to the forefront, is that the Jedi weren't the only one that were capable of using the Force or had the ability to use the Force. Now, the Jedi were trying to, I hasten to say, monopolize the use of the Force, but they were trying to find people who were capable of doing that and trying to bring them to the Order through children and stuff like that. Because the ability to use the Force and where it could go, and I think the Witch Coven kind of shows that a little bit, is that it could be used for the purposes of good, or it could be used for the purposes of evil. Because if you watch her take control of the Padawan Torben when he was a Padawan, Master Torben when he was a Padawan, his eyes go black and he can't even resist it. And she's able to take control of him without even thinking about it. Yeah. Mother Anastasia.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Mother Anastasia, I think she did a fantastic job. I really enjoyed her character. I think she did a fantastic job. And I'll argue that all day long. Yeah. And she did a really fantastic job. She did a fantastic job acting. And the fact that she was able to take Jedi Padawan Torben over without even blinking an eye, without even you even seeing that she was doing it, I thought myself was incredible, because they were talking about their ability to use the Force, and they described it as a thread. And she was able to push back against two people that were using the Force against her. And it was necessarily like a defensive mechanism. And then she showed how she could turn it into evil. To me, that shows the Coven was in somewhat of a state of balance with the Force, because they could use both sides of it. But they didn't want to use the bad side unless they had to. And they felt like the Jedi were in a way threatening, in a way that the Jedi were threatening, because they wanted to test, and they felt like they were trying to take the twins away from them. And then when she did that, it was like, wow, okay, that's a little scary.
I mean, in a sense, yeah, I do feel like the Jedi are trying to monopolize the Force.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's really all I had to say about that. Yeah, I think the Jedi are trying to monopolize the Force. So, I mean, but we're talking about, because they're Jedi, but they're also not perfect.
Nobody is.
Right.
Nobody is. Jedi aren't perfect. The Jedi aren't perfect. The Republic wasn't perfect. Star Wars isn't perfect. And I think that's a reflection of it. And people think for some reason it should be, or it is, and it's not. And the Jedi weren't perfect. I don't think that what they were doing on that planet necessarily reflects the overall the overall consensus of what the Jedi were trying to accomplish in any way. I think that maybe had just been something that certain ones were trying to accomplish.
Yeah. That
by doing what they were doing, by forcing themselves into the Coven and trying to test the children. But at some point, there were some key points that Carrie-Ann Moss's Master Andara said that stuck out to me. And one of the things that she said is that by Republic law, they had the right to. So this wasn't Jedi law. This was Republic law. This was the Republic that gave them permission to do so, which is interesting, because it wasn't something that the Jedi were commanding or something that the Jedi said, hey, you can do this. It was something that the Republic had mandated that they could do. They were allowed to do. And the other thing that I thought was interesting, too, is that if you notice at the end, she says, we would like to test them if they would like to, and if with your permission. We would never do it without your permission. They did say that. But they were very insistent about testing the children. But I think in the end, though, I think that Andara and I think the rest of them knew something was going on. They just weren't 100% sure what it was.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first one to eat my words. If they do say that the twins were conceived, that she used the Force to bring the twins to life, I'll be the first one to argue that point. I'll still be the first one to argue that point that it in no way diminishes Anakin's legacy.
Right, because like I said earlier, that is a Jedi prophecy specific to the Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something the Force did to course correct the imbalance in the Force, which is a whole nother discussion. I mean, I have hot takes about that would probably upset a lot of Star Wars fans. Or some people might agree with me. I'm not sure. But in my head, there's a lot of things about it that people choose to ignore. But the thing about it is that the only thing that we know for sure about Anakin's birth is that his mother stated there was no father. She conceived the child. She knew she conceived the child. She gave birth to the child. But as far as anything else was concerned, there was no father involved. Right. Which means one way or another, that child was born either, and as far as we know now, it was just born of the Force. Yeah. That's all that we know.
Yeah.
And being born of the Force and being chosen by the Force to be born for a purpose is one thing. People manipulating biology or using the Force to manipulate biology and midichlorians, a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah.
And so that's what I took. And honestly, what I took from it is that was never specifically stated. That information was not given to us as far as how she exactly did it. There could be other ways. There could be other means. There could be other things that happened that she did to do this. And we just don't have enough information yet.
Yeah. But we might have some more information after tonight.
Or I'm kind of hoping that we see the Kalnaka episode. Because it's officially been 45 minutes since the episode was released. I'm sure there's people who has finished it by now, and we don't want to know. Don't tell us.
Well, if they're watching your show, they're not watching the Acolyte.
If they're watching us, they're not watching the show. So I'm kind of thinking that the episode that we'll get tonight will probably have to deal with them going to try to save Kalnaka before May gets to him. But I really want to see the fight between Kalnaka and potentially May, or even the Sith Acolyte.
Yeah.
The Sith apprentice. And because I don't think he's the master. I think he's an apprentice. I'm just my personal theory. I'm standing on that pedestal right now. I don't think he's the master. I think he's the apprentice.
Guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. And I agree with Tina. As soon as this show's over with, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch it because I want to see what comes next. I agree with Steve. My personal rating of the show is a 4 out of 5 or a 7.5 out of 10, depending on how you look at it. I'm interested. I want to see how it plays out. I want to see what comes next. It's not the best Star Wars medium that I've seen, but it is definitely, I think, it needs to be given a chance to come to fruition and then judge it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's I like it. Don't love it, but I like it, and I'll keep watching it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But on that note, unless you've got any parting thoughts about, I keep saying season 3, episode 3 of The Acolyte. I think
I will give one parting thought.
Okay.
And this doesn't necessarily specifically have to do with episode 3. This has to do with if you are a person who frequents social media and the toxicity of the people online is bothering you, my open thought to you right now, just off the top of my head, is don't allow the toxicity to deter you from not only watching the show, but making you think in your head that because you like certain things and you don't like other things that have to do with Star Wars, that you are not a fan and you're not welcome in this community.
Yeah, I mean,
you are 100%. Star Wars is for everyone, and there's something for everyone in Star Wars. And if you enjoy the show, I encourage you to continue to enjoy the show. I continue to watch it till its end. Stick around with us. We will be here. We will be positive with you. If we don't like it and we don't like it, we will express it, but we're not going to hate on you, and we're not going to tell you you're not a Star Wars fan because you don't like the Acolyte or because you like the Acolyte.
You are safe here. You are never going to hear anybody in the show tell somebody they are not a Star Wars fan.
You will never hear that out of us. If you didn't like certain things, I mean, Steve might hate you because you don't like Boba Fett, but I mean, that's.
I wouldn't hate you.
I'm not kidding. I'm completely kidding.
I would question your morality, but
no. But don't allow the people online to deter you from something that you're interested in, that you love, or something that you feel comfortable being a part of. Don't let people do that to you. I honestly, episode 2 has been my favorite episode thus far. Episode 3, I did not think there was anything wrong with it. It was just information. It was to give us a little background story. I enjoyed I enjoyed most of the acting. Some of it was a little but I enjoyed most of the acting in the episode. I enjoyed the fact that we got a backstory. And if you did as well, don't let that deter you, and don't let anybody tell you you're wrong.
Right. Be the Star Wars fan that you want to be.
Yes.
Like what you like. Don't like what you don't like. It's up to you. You make Star Wars. You have the power to make Star Wars, not anybody else. You have the power to make Star Wars what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. And nobody, especially people that you don't know online, that you don't interact with on a daily basis, who you're not friends with, who are not important in your life, should not be the ones who are telling you that you are not allowed to like certain things, or you're not allowed to enjoy certain things that you actually enjoy.
Exactly. So don't let some fucking content creator tell you whether or not you're a Star Wars fan, or whether or not you should like something. Us included.
Yeah, us. Yeah, even us.
Included.
The opinions we give. The opinions we give on this show are ours and ours alone. You are free to disagree. You are free to agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. If you don't like something we said, we are completely open to discussion. You can DM me on Twitter, and I'll have a conversation with you all day about it. I don't care. I don't care. And I guarantee you're not going to deter me from my own personal opinions. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You're free to express your opinions however you want. I'm open to conversation. And if you get to the point, and I'll even say this to people. If you are one of those people who feel distressed because of the haters online, and because of that, my DM on Twitter is also open.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I will 100%. I will 100% have a rational adult conversation with you about whatever it is that you have an opinion about, that people disagree with, or people are being toxic with you about, and we will have I can promise you that we will come out and have a good conversation, and it will be a safe space for you to have a conversation.
Exactly. Same with me. I will never tell anybody that they or their opinions are invalid.
Exactly. 100%. Your opinions are your opinions, and you are allowed to have them. You are allowed to like what you want. Your Star Wars experience is yours.
Exactly. So
have it, and
don't let any content creator, us included, sway you in any way. Because honestly, they're just people. They might be full of themselves and think they are bigger than they are, but they are just content creators.
They are not. They are not people that you need to worry about influencing your life, or that you need to pay attention to, or people that you need to care about their opinions.
Influence.
You don't exactly what Steve said. You don't even have to care about our opinions. You don't have to care about our opinions. Our opinions are just our opinions, and we're here to share them with you, hopefully in an entertaining way that you can find positivity and you can find reinforcement in, that we care about what we care about our opinions, but we also care about your opinions, and we want to hear them, and we want to talk about them. And if you feel like definitely. If you feel like that you are distressed, and you feel like especially if you feel like at any time that you want to walk away from Star Wars and not be a fan because you're worried about what people are saying, please reach out, talk to us.
Yes.
Talk to us. I will sit here and show you every piece in my collection and reinforce your love for Star Wars, because this is where my love lies, is in Star Wars. And I'm not going to let somebody push me out of it, especially people that I have no idea who they are. They're faceless, nameless people with a vitriol opinion. I don't care about those people.
Yes.
Not one bit.
Yes. Agreed. So, on that note, next week we will be back to talk about episode 4, which we're going to watch as soon as we're done here.
Yes, as we're done here.
But thanks everybody for coming out on YouTube or Facebook or Twix and checking us out. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you enjoy it enough to come watch us again.
Yes.
And most importantly, make sure that you subscribe on YouTube.
10 people!
And hit
10
that like
people!
Button. And hit that like button.
And hit that like button.
But that's it for us tonight. Again, thanks for coming, listening, watching, whatever. And we'll see you next time. Talk some more Acolyte.
Yes.
Good night, folks. And may the Force be with you.
Always.